Hey, welcome to Lunch with Lee. Today we're talking about something that's a very common question for this time of year, which is why does my fireplace smoke? Why is there smoke coming into my home? Why do I smell it? Um, and there's some simple things that we need to go over before we even go into why do fireplaces smoke, because there are different types of fireplaces and they smoke for different reasons. If you have a gas only type fireplace, sometimes they can smoke because, especially when it's brand new, there's a break-in period where all the oils and paints cure when you use it, and it will smoke early on. It will get a lot worse and a lot better. If you read the instruction manual, they'll talk about break-in time for that. So that's that type of fireplace. Manufactured fireplaces, which are metal type, metal in the wall, metal all the way up, there's a lot of reasons. Number one could be it's installed incorrectly. It could have the wrong type cap. The venting system could not be totally complete from top to bottom. It could be that there's holes or gaps, or hurricanes have taken it apart and put it back together again. And that's what we find with our camera systems. Also, we go up on the roof. If it's not the correct type of chimney cap, it can cause some of that issue as well. Number two, for manufactured fireplaces, and this goes with masonry fireplaces as well, if you're putting wood in there that's really wet, the thing that makes the smoke go up is heat rising. It's pressure, but heat rising. If it's producing a ton of smoke and almost no heat, it's going to bleed out some. So you need to make sure you have well-seasoned firewood. Go back to previous videos. We talk about what well-seasoned firewood is and how to create it. But make sure your fireplace, the wood you get, is dry. And just because you buy it from a store and it says firewood does not mean it's well-seasoned and dry. So I actually went around at one point. We came out with a little newsletter that recommended places to buy wood. And I would travel around and actually take moisture meters and put it in their seasoned wood. And most of them didn't pass. So when you're finding actual firewood, make sure it's well seasoned. Go to the video about seasoned firewood. That is a good way for you to figure out what that is. So masonry fireplaces, very similar to manufactured fireplaces, but it's much more common for them to be built wrong. Because when they build masonry fireplaces, it's brick by brick and it's put together. And someone has to know what they're doing. It's not like a kit, which predetermined. You have to know what you're doing. So if the vent is too small or the fireplace is too big, or it could be the opposite. The fireplace is too small and the vent's too big. Quite often in our area, because we get a lot of water, there's been water leakage like you have no cap. And there'll be, when we put the camera up, there's gaps all over the venting system where it's supposed to be gas tight. So once again, the chimney cap can cause problems. If the mesh is too fine, which happens all the time. People are like, oh, I'm getting in wasps or bees, and they'll put really fine mesh. And then when the soot comes out, the smoke, it condenses on that cold screen and it all backs up into your house. So it's important to have all of these. And then there's some customers that have wind issues. It's very complex. But we'll go over in a different video how to preheat your chimney, because that's another way. If it's kind of have it inspected, but once again, if it's still not great, and it may be the way your house is built, preheating the chimney, and I'll do that in my next video. We'll go over how to preheat a chimney to make sure you start draft before you light wood and have this fire that it's hard to put out. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, because I know this is a complex subject, but if you have any questions, I see there's a bunch of people listening right now. If you have any questions, put comments below. I will answer. Schedule a virtual appointment or just have your fireplace inspected. That's the best thing, because then you can actually talk to the technician that sees exactly what you have. We can go to your firewood and test it, and we can make sure that you have a properly operating system. So I really appreciate it. We will see you next time, and please like it, share it. We want to help as many people as possible.